After playing through the most recent demo of Echoes of the Living, I must admit, I'm highly impressed. This game feels like a love letter to the traditional, classic, old school Resident Evil experience. Fixed camera angles? Check. Exploration? Check. Item management? Check. Puzzles? Check. Zombies? Double check. That's right, this game is going to offer more of that retro experience that made me fall in love with the survival horror genre in the first place. Everything about this demo just seemed to bleed with that traditional Resident Evil DNA, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Everything from the setting. RE took place in a small town in the Midwest that we all know as Raccoon City, with the first game taking place inside the memorable Spencer Mansion and the second taking place in the RPD. Echoes of the Living takes place in a small town in Europe, and the demo seemed to mostly take place inside of a pub, which makes complete sense. Because if you want to survive a zombie apocalypse, you want to go somewhere safe, secure, and familiar.
Safe. Where's familiar?
Where can I smoke?
Take car, go to Mum's, kill Phil, sorry, grab Liz, go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over.
However, it's not just the setting that feels great. Even the music in this game really gives me those 90s horror game vibes. Audio is one of the most important things about getting the atmosphere and tone correct. I mean, think about it. You could hear just a couple of seconds of the safe room music and get instant flashbacks of late night playing these games with the lights off. And it seems Echoes of the Living is trying to recapture this vibe. In fact, the soundtrack is not the only audio cues that's used to really deliver that classic survival horror experience. Playing through this demo really put a smile on my face and gave me a ton of nostalgia vibes. That being said, it is doing some things to mix up the formula without changing too much of that classic DNA. For example, while the game does offer different firearms, it also includes melee weapons, which the classic Resident Evil games did not do, unless you want to count the knife. In Echoes of the Living, it takes melee to the next level. Not only do we get the knife, we're able to find other melee weapons around the map, like a bat or a pipe. And these are not pushover weapons. They're basically power weapons, as they're able to easily dispatch zombies with the quickness. In fact, if you use them in an uppercut fashion, they literally make the zombie domes go pop. If the protagonist in Silent Hill could swing a pipe like these characters, Pyramid Head would have been running away from us instead of hunting us. Now, you may be wondering, if these weapons are so powerful, why wouldn't you just blitz through the entire game swinging away? Well, because these weapons do have a durability and will break after dispatching a couple of enemies. This is most likely due to balancing reasons, so you have to plan accordingly of when and where you want to use these overpowered beasts. Though melee weapons are not the only addition to the classic RE formula that this game is using. The inventory system has seen some slight changes as well, as we have 3 weapon slots that do not take up normal inventory slots. So you could pick and choose which weapons you want to carry without having to worry about them taking up that precious inventory space. It just feels like they're trying to expand upon that old school DNA, but not drifting too far away from it. In fact, they kept a lot of the fun things that those classic horror games had, such as unlockables. After completing the demo, you get to play with a machine gun that allows you to lay waste to hordes of zombies. And this is something I hope they keep in the final release of the game. Running through the Spencer Mansion with unlimited ammo, especially when using the rocket launcher, was extremely fun, as I personally feel it does add some replay value, and it's just something exciting to play with. In fact, fun unlockables are not the only thing giving this game replay value, as the game does have 2 different protagonists. Laura Reeves, a deputy from the town who is searching for her father, and Liam Oakwood, a special ops officer who's looking for his fiancée. Each of these characters are going to have their own unique perspective on the story. However, it has been mentioned that their stories will interweave throughout the overall plot. Now, I will admit, I am unsure how different each one of these characters' stories will be. However, I will say through the demo, at least at the beginning, they do have a different introduction and entry level to start their journey off. Overall, the demo was a complete blast. Now, that being said, I do think there are some areas the game could improve on. First of all, the pistol. It just feels so lackluster. The zombies become complete bullet sponges with this weapon. Now, in traditional Resident Evil games, the zombies would take quite a few rounds to put down. However, you had a chance to get a critical headshot. And as far as I could tell, Echoes of the Living does not have this feature, which is something I think they should implement for the final release of the game. Secondly, the map. There needs to be some sort of indicator of which doors are locked and which ones are not. Not saying the game should just automatically tell you right off the bat, but it would be nice as if you discover locked doors is indicated on your map. I know this is just personal preference, but there was moments in the demo where I had several keys and I couldn't even figure out which door they went to because I couldn't remember which ones were locked or not. Though even with these minor complaints, this demo was good enough that I am interested in the final release of the game. And on top of that, this two-person development team seems to be doing a lot of updates and quality of life features every time I check this one out. So I'm sure the final product is just going to be a complete blast. It's just so nice to find a game that feels filled to the brim with love and passion, which is something I think a ton of games seem to be lacking in this modern day. But I would love to hear what you all think. Are you guys looking forward to Echoes of the Living? What other small indie survival horror games do you guys recommend? Let me know in the comments below. And if you made it this far and did enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like. And if you are new, please consider subscribing. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.